that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Richard Thomas, ladies and gentlemen, big house and a big performance. Thank you very much, Richard. Stay tuned, a couple moments from New York Predators and Lehigh Valley Storm. Now the crazy one goes back to the Orlando.
All right. Oh, I see they're doing some different marketing things here, but thanks for listening on to the ceremonies, of course, this evening. Of course, we here at the Lehigh Valley Storm want to make sure you get into the broadcasting realm because we want to make sure we play our national anthem so that way you're part of the football experience, even though you may not be here. You're listening online to Storm Radio. And always remember, as we promise, make sure you support the troops. That's the most important thing out of all this.
Absolutely. And the interview with Mark Leonard and all the flags flying around in the stands, the national anthem and everything, I'm real excited. You can tell both teams are fired up.
Well, we got the coin toss coming up. Just a quick reminder about the key sponsors for Storm football here this evening from Allentown. Of course, the main sponsor is Pepsi. Of course, they're going to be a huge sponsor for us throughout the year. Also brought to you by Shruti Pub and Restaurant, located on Northampton Street in Easton. From the Scott family of dealerships, Kula Children's Center. I had to get that right after last week calling it KVLA. I thought it was a LA radio station or something. But Kula Children's Center, meeting your child care needs out in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So those are the main sponsors here. And as we're about ready to get ourselves going, they're just doing a coin toss right now. We don't have the names of the officiating crew, but the Predators have won the toss and they refuse to the second half. The Storm will get the ball first. They'll travel left to right, the Predators right to left, and then we'll switch sides during the second quarter.
You can just tell right now both sidelines are jumping up and down. We got a little late start here, but both teams are ready to go and everyone's excited. I know this is going to be a great game on our hands.
And we're playing. That's the most important thing. So this is going to be interesting. And I don't know if I asked this before ceremonies. What do you see happening? High-scoring game or defensive struggle?
Honestly, I think everyone is expecting a very high-scoring game. I think both defenses are going to step up, and I'm not expecting a high-scoring affair in today's game.
Well, who knows if the Storm are going to duplicate. They had 63 in one game last year. They had 34 in their season opener last week against the Eagles. And then, of course, the Predators coming off a giant 61-18 lead. I mean, they were off to a very fast start and could not stop. So this is going to be a big test for the Storm defense.
Absolutely, definitely a big test. And they have a great defensive end, two great linebackers, and a tremendous defensive back who had 2 interceptions, one to the house last week. So that's every level of the defense that they're going to be firing at. So the Storm offense has to play good today and be smart.
And that's a big thing. Keep the mistakes to a minimum because you know mistakes could prove deadly, and that's exactly what happened with the Northeast Eagles yesterday. So I'm sorry, last Saturday. But as we are preparing for the game, just to read off of Rick Schmidt, the analysis and stat guy for the Storm, he did put down that, of course, the big story from last Saturday was Jimmy LeHue. LeHue matched a career best 4 touchdown passes. He threw 2 to Jaleel Clark. And the defense had a very solid performance, of course. They had a fumble return for a touchdown to end the first half. And they kind of coasted in the second half. But we'll see what happens here. They got to play a full 60 minutes to win. But anyway, looks like stepping up is Caleb Fick about to kick things off. The Predators, a couple of them standing on the 10-yard line, waiting for the official to blow the whistle. Kareem Moon is one of those back there. I can't see who's on the far side of the field. But the referee about to blow his whistle, and we're going to get the signal in just a moment. Game number 2, the Lehigh Valley Storm, the the New York Predators out of Staten Island. Now, actually, we have a slight delay because everyone's standing, but our head official is talking along the sideline of the track, so we may have like a minute delay. So, what other things, while we have a second, would you expect in today's game?
I'm like I said before, I'm expecting two great defensive battle, and I'm also expecting a running attack from Lehigh Valley Storm and get that going. And two great players, Raheem Ridley and Sean Myers, and even Isaiah Green, getting that offensive line, forcing some holes for the running backs and creating a running game.
Now, Rick's keys to the game, it says here, consistency will be the most important factor for the Storm to keep pace with a Predator squad that since 2010 has averaged 27 points a game and yielded 9. And in that stretch, they had 24 shutouts. The Storm had 14 during that same stretch. And although they boast a terrific defense, if the Storm can't run a clean game, it could be a long day for the Storm. And it's interesting because Rick predicted 2013 in favor of those Staten Island Predators, and I guess from our perspective, it's let's hope he's wrong.
I have to agree. He was right last week in 34-6, but 20-13 for the New York Predators was the pick. So we are going to have Rick goes 1-1 after today's game.
Right on time. He comes right back in just after we mention his prediction. We'll see if he's right. But anyway, it looks like Caleb Fick is about ready to launch the ball. Storm traveling left to right, Predators right to left. We'll switch sides in the second quarter. Referee blows his whistle. A beautiful night and a beautiful crowd here in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Here's the approach, and here we go! A high end over ender, and a couple Predators say, you kick that to Staten Island. In and out of the end zone, touchback. They start from the 20.
That was an absolute bomb. I'm not 100% sure. Is that Caleb Fick or is it Bobby Eppelman just with a changed number?
It could very well be. I really don't know. But the bottom line in all this is the Predators, of course, they will see if they can try and match their 61 points. I do know that they have a couple quarterbacks, and they have one what looks to be from my former house, Trenton State College, formerly the college, and now actually known as the College of New Jersey, Casey Nunez. I think he's the quarterback for this sequence. The Predators, by the way, wearing all red tops, bottoms, black numerals, white trim, and like almost Tampa Bay Buccaneer-like helmets. Actually, before Tampa Bay expanded the flags on their helmets for 2014, but that's what they're wearing, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Predators, starting from their own 20-yard line. In at quarterback, looks like Kareem Moon is trying to move some people around, and he will take a low snap and he'll run it himself. Now reverse direction, down he goes! Oh my goodness, talk about running him over. That was basically a freight train. By the way, it looked like Corey Worthy.
I think it was Joe Davis off the end.
Or was it Davis? Okay, I was screened off. Sorry.
And he came from the outside linebacker position on the blitz, and he did exactly what he's taught and keep his inside shoulder in and not let the quarterback escape. That was an excellent play by Joe Davis.
And the key for the Storm defense, stay in your lanes. And I think they did exactly that, and Moon had nowhere to go but down to the Milky Way.
And that's how the coach drew it up.
14 yards backwards. It is 2nd and 24. Ball be spotted about the 6-yard line for Moon, who is out of William Harrison University. In the shotgun again, 4 receivers, 2 on each side, single setback to the right. It looks like it's Timmy Kelson. Man in motion to the left, and here's a handoff. I'm not sure who that was, but only getting a couple of yards down to about the 8-yard line. Nice tackle by Carl Kreidler, as we call him early.
And yeah, just again, they try to jet sweep this way. Outside linebacker and defensive end Carl Kreidler stepped up and made the play.
And it'll be 3rd and about, I'm not sure they actually lost about a yard or 2 more. So looks like 3rd and 25. So already the Predators up against it. Like, hey, Mac, we're going the wrong way. So let's see what the Predators design here as we're in the first minute and a half of this one. The Storm and the Predators here from Salisbury High School in Allentown, Pennsylvania. The home opener, Military Veterans Night, and a great crowd on it. I mean, that's as big of a crowd as I've seen in a while here at this place, and that's some excellent news. All right, Moon back in the shotgun, 3rd down. A lot of people jumping. He goes down again in the end zone. That could be a safety. No signal. And still more whistles, so I'm not sure exactly if the play happened or not. There is a flag down, I would suspect. and we'll see exactly what that is. The play may not have happened. No, the Storm on a neutral zone infraction. So that's a free 5 for the Predators.
And that's real tough. They had a safety there, but you can't, just because the flag happened, you can't say the safety would have happened, but it's going to be a third and very long here, and they need a stop.
Well, but you can't give them yardage because you never know. 1 yard could be a mile in a game like this. 3rd and 20 now from the 10-yard line. Looks like Moon's in the shotgun again. No, it's not Moon. He's going to take the snap, throw deep, flag down left side, and the pass just out of the reach and incomplete along the left side of field intended for Samahi Reese. But let's see what the penalty's all about here.
I'm pretty sure the left defensive end jumped offside. That's why the quarterback went deep with a free play.
Yeah, it was a little. Yeah, I think they made the right call there. Another offside on the Storm. So back-to-back 5-yarders, and they're helping the Predators on this drive. They had 3rd and 25. And now it's suddenly 3rd and 15. They got them 40% back already.
Yeah, they buried 2 plays out of the gate and then 2 penalties in a row. And you have to be smart and be mentally prepared. So this is going to be a big stop here, even though it's 3rd and 15. The defense has to step up.
It's still 3rd and long, but hey, if Ray Rice can come through on a 4th and 29, there is no guarantee on any of this. So let's go back to those 2 plays if this drive somehow continues. 3rd, and we're going to say about 15 from the 15. Taking the snap, that's number 8. The guy is on his left. He's going to move and then take a flip, and it is dropped. It's going to be ruled incomplete. Timmy Kelson was the gentleman that had it, and unfortunately he dropped it, but the ball went forward, so it's ruled incomplete. So it took 3 extra plays, but it is technically a 3 and out for the Predators.
And Joe Davis made another great play getting to the quarterback there, but Timmy Kelson, if he caught that ball, which was a little bit low, he had room to run. So the Storm caught a little bit of break here, but lucked out.
And at this point, it looks like the Predators will punt as we're about 3.5 minutes into this contest. No score. We just had the opening drive of the game. I'm looking to see, and it looks like the Predator roster has Jeff Wallach back there to punt. He'll take the snap on 4th down. Doesn't have anyone to rush, but it's a high punt. Nobody wants it, and it goes out of bounds at the Storm 45-yard line. So a little pop-up, but it ends up going a bit of a long way for a 40-yard punt.
And that was the exact punt that you need, punting from your own end zone and not giving any chance for a return. But the defense did what they had to do, even though there were 2 flags and 2 penalties that they had them at a 3rd and long and then let up an extra 10 yards. The Storm offense is going to start in very good field position here.
Well, let's also keep in mind now the Predators, with the pace of their plays, did it traditionally. The Storm didn't even bother huddling, and we're ready to go. 1st and 10 for their own 46-yard line. Jimmy LeHue in the shotgun formation. Single set back to the right. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. LeHue barking the signals out. Then takes the snap, a good one, looking. Now he's going to roll to his right. He's being chased. Let's see if he has some room. And he'll just dump it on the 4th Avenue somewhere, incomplete. There was nobody open, so LeHue did the right thing and threw it away.
He had a little pocket and a little window and a chance to hit Jaleel Clark, but he didn't want to force it, and he rolled out and thought he could have something coming back, but definitely made a smart decision on 1st and 10.
I'm sure the Storm realized after the performance by the Predators last week, don't take anything for granted, otherwise that's gonna be trouble. 2nd and 10 from the 46-yard line. LeHue in the shotgun, same formation as before. Ridley, well, no, he does get the handoff. He's gonna sweep to the left, getting to about the midfield stripe and into Predator territory at the 49-yard line. A 5-yard pickup. Anthony Palizzi from the New Jersey City University able to bring him down.
And I mentioned earlier, Raheem Ridley used to play for the Predators, and he just took a little sweep to the left and was very patient, let his offensive line get on a man, and picked up a good 5 yards.
As the Monkeys once said, that was then, this is now. 3rd and 5 from the 49 of the Predators. In the shotgun again, LeHue. Same formation once again. I'm sure the Predators are going to look for a blitz here. LeHue with the snap look. He's got to throw it to the right. And the pass is caught at about the 40-yard line. Down to about the 37. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Lehigh Valley Storm. A pickup of 12. Move them chains. And Jaleel Clark was the one who got it. Brought down by Kareem Moon.
And after watching last week's game and early on today, you always look at Jim LeHue, and he loves throwing to his guy Clark, who's fast and very quick and runs great routes.
And a good 13-yard pickup. 1st and 10 out of Predator 36. Once again, Lehigh, no huddle offense. 4 receivers again. Handoff Ridley this time. He'll bounce up the middle. He crosses the 30, down to the 25, make that the 24. Another 12, move the chains again. Another first down for the Storm, brought down by Joey LaFrancesca.
And Raheem Ridley has 2 carries right now for 15 yards. He's running with a purpose, and they're definitely going to continue to give him the ball.
And the Foghorn evidently is going to get a big workout. One of the new things that for this year. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line for the Storm. And this is a keeper for Lehigh, but he's not going to get too far. Maybe a yard to the 23-yard line. And Constance Richardson was the one that brought him down.
Yeah, and they gave Raheem Ridley the ball right before there and picked up 10 yards. And then gave him a little fake and tried with a little Jimmy Lehigh run outside. It didn't pay off, but there's a 2nd and 9 coming up.
And yes, indeed, from the 23-yard line of the Predators, opening drive for the Storm. No scores. We're 6 minutes gone here in this first quarter. Yes, we have a working score clock compared to last week. They move Ridley now to the left side of Lehigh. Again, 4 receivers, 2 on each side. They've done this basically the whole drive so far. Lehigh again, the shotgun, takes a snap. He's back to pass, looking in the pocket. He's going to throw a deep one over the head and incomplete. Intended for Devon Gordon. He caught one of the 4 Lehigh touchdowns last week, but a little bit too high and almost in double coverage, too.
Yeah, Devon Gordon put on that little extra burner at the end, and Jimmy Lehigh just overthrew him, but it was a great look, and it was there.
Always a timing pattern when it comes to things like this. So the Storm now will be faced with a 3rd and 9 from the 23-yard line of the Predators. Again, opening drive of this game. No score, but the Storm threatening here. They already have 2 first downs in the drive that began their own 46. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Taking the snap is Lehigh. Looking in the pocket. He'll throw left side. Open is Gordon at the 10. Missed tackle 5. He will score. Welcome to the end zone. Devon Gordon. A couple nifty moves. He caught one open at the 10 and outran the Predator defense. The Storm strike first.
And that was Jim Lehue's second look there. He waved off the first receiver, found Gordon. Gordon made a tremendous move and then found the end zone.
And I'll tell you what, give Lehigh a lot of credit. He stood in the pocket, and he was able to come through with a very big play. I mean, sometimes you worry about getting hit if you stay in the pocket too long. Boy, was he brave enough to hang in there. So the Storm strike first. A great drive as they set up for, I think it's a fixed extra point. The snap kick on its way. He got it. It is good.
I confirmed before. It is Bobby Appleman.
Oh, it is Appleman.
13 today.
Oh, okay. Well, Rick didn't tell me that. Well, thanks, JJ, for that. So Appleman's extra point is good. So Appleman went from, I don't know,
89.
From 89 to 13. He'll be 6 and 7/8 next Saturday.
Exactly. He might switch at halftime for all we know.
Oh, who knows? He might wear pie. I don't know. But anyway, 8:27 left here in the first. A great drive at the Lehigh Valley Storm. 54 yards. There were a couple runs along the way, but the key, of course, was that big 3rd down conversion by Lehigh, which got Jaleel Clark involved, and then Devon Gordon did the rest. The Storm with a 7-0 lead.
And that's just how the doctor ordered it for head coach Bob Kohler, and a defensive start off the gate and give the offense and Jimmy Lehigh great field position. And a big 3rd down pickup, like you said, and then an out route to Devon Gordon and 2 moves and in the end zone. That's an awesome 7-0 lead for the Storm.
And they converted against a Predator defense that is supposedly very good, and the Storm may have found a crack, so the Predators need to kind of close that up. Otherwise, there will be some problems. Now, by the way, just so you know, Pepsi is a very key sponsor of Lehigh Valley Storm football. Make sure you go to Pepsi.com, and you can, of course, find their link, too, at lvstormfootball.com. All right, Appleman getting the whistle to kick this thing off. And he approaches a tee, and there's another one lifted high, and it will be taken halfway in the end zone by Timmy Kelson. He'll run around the right side, breaks a tackle about the 20, but not much further. No, he's still going. Makes a couple more moves and able to get to about the 27, and a late flag as he's brought down by, it looks like, now that's funny. There's an 89 on the Storm, and we don't know who that is.
No, this might be a Lehigh Valley Storm face mask. I think I saw someone in the middle of that mix, so we're going to have to see.
I mean, that flag was thrown about 30 yards downfield toward the play, so the officials are discussing, and we're going to wait and see what happens here. And nice return, too, by Timmy Kelson because he just kept on motoring until the whistle blew. I mean, that's what you have to do. That's a prototype of the player. And by the way, the Storm are moving backwards. There's a penalty. Okay, multiple penalties called against the Storm. They actually were offside on the kickoff. We missed that flag, but you called that right, JJ. A 15-yard face mask at the end of the play, and that makes it 1st and 10 for the Predators at their own 42.
Yeah, and they're definitely here. That is a big penalty there, and they're going to have to stick strong and do what they have to do on defense right now.
Well, we'll see what happens as, I'm assuming that number 8 person will be quarterbacking once again. It'll be under center, and this time no huddle. 1st and 10 from the 42. They're going to hand it off along the right side and motoring around to about the 44-yard line. That looks to be
Kreider.
Kreider with the tackle, and I think it might. Cam King is the guy who did the run for about 2 to the 44.
Yeah, and that was great. They ran a power ride to the right, and Kreider just took on the block and shed it off and didn't let the running back get outside and brought him down.
So the Predators trying to play the Storms game a little bit, but that was just for the opening play because they're back huddling here on 2nd, and we're going to say 8 from their own 45-yard line. So we'll see what their quarterback does. Again, number 8, whom I still can't believe we don't have his name, but here we go on 2nd and 8 from the 45. Here's a pass. Oh, down the middle and caught into Storm territory. At about the 42-yard line, running an inner post was a Mauricio Valman, and that's going to be a 1st down after a gain of 13.
And Valman had a very long touchdown last week, and that play looks similar to the 3rd down conversion that Jim Hugh had before, and that was a good pass and a better catch for a 1st down.
So 1st and 10 now for the Predators. They're at the Storm 42-yard line, and we'll see how things line up as number 8 hits center, and they're going to go 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Single setback is Cam King, who's number 23. A quick hitch, and the pass is caught along the near side to about the 40-yard line. That happened to be 83, I think, and unfortunately, I can't see if it was Cam King, but it looks like can't tell if it was 83 or 88, but whatever it is. And unfortunately, we couldn't get the name, but Joe Davis able to make the stop after a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, it was a quick little spread jet sweep there to the right, and they caught the Storm defense off a little guard, but only a 3-yard gain.
All right, 2nd and 8 from the 40-yard line of the Storm. Hopefully we can get some names clarified once we get to halftime. All right, here's number 8 pitching out, and that is looks like number 27 again. That's Tiny Griffin, or was it Cam King again? I can't tell because it looks like you have the numbers, but some of them look. Yeah, it is King. I'm sorry. So he's able to get to about the 35, a gain of 5. So now the Predators have a 3rd and 3. So the Storm have to be ready for anything.
Yeah, that was just a toss sweep to the right, and they picked off the defensive end with a double team from the tight end and the tackle and got the outside and picked up the yardage. This could be a short 3rd down conversion chance right now.
And that's what the Storm have to look at right now because the Predators trying to respond after finding themselves down 7-0 on the Storm's opening drive, 54 yards. And now everybody's jumping, so forget this. Flags rain down. And the Predators are thinking it's on the Storm, but one flinch by the offensive line might just say, hold on a second. The Storm, they have a habit of being jumpy, and if that happens again, it's a fresh set of downs for the Predators. We'll see what the official says. Because that looked like, oh yeah, they did move the ball already. Neutral zone infraction against the Storm. That's a 3rd one already. And this one proved costly because that resets the down marker.
Yeah, exactly. The defensive line is getting a little jumpy out there, and that's why the offensive line jumped off sides. But that's a big mental mistake on a 3rd down at the inside Lehigh Valley Storm territory.
And it'll be 1st and 10 now for the Predators at the Storm 30-yard line. Now remember, they started at their own 43 thanks to a kickoff return and a 15-yard face mask. Here's a handoff to King up the middle, gets to about the 29. Not much more than that.
King, tackled by number 71,
Marcus Slocum with the stop. He closed the gap up and only allowed a yard for Cam to get through.
Yeah, he read the play right from the start and tackled the guy, and that was just a great play by him.
Yeah, now my pillar and post is a little bit off here, but it'll be 2nd and 9, and hopefully it can hear me from about 2 feet away from the microphone, but in any case, Predators getting closer and closer. We're coming up on the 4.5-minute mark left in the first quarter. 7-0 in favor of the Storm on a touchdown pass to Devon Gordon. In the shotgun though, number 8 this time, 4 receivers again. He goes back, looking in the pocket. He's going to throw a deep one on the right side, and it is over the head and incomplete. Good defensive coverage by that one Stephen Lewis as he was able to knock it away. I think the intended receiver that time was Kareem Moon.
Yeah, and Moon really didn't have a chance there. If anything was going to happen, it was going to be an interception. That was great defensive coverage by Stephen Lewis.
And that's really the key, because you know the Predators would love to throw those fade patterns all day, almost like what happened last year when the Oklahoma Thunder were throwing fades all over the place against the Storm, and that's why they got burned in the championship game. But now is a new season, a new league, and it is 3rd and 9 for the Predators at the Storm 29-yard line. Shotgun, wait a minute, flags are down.
Start.
This time, that might be on the Predators because somebody moved. We'll see. While we wait for the official decisor, yes, a false start against the Predators. That backs it up 5-yard line. One other game that is taking place down I-78 on the other end off of exit 56 at Shabazz High School. The Newark, New Jersey Spartans taking on the Northeast Philly Eagles, and crazy shouts to Charmaine from the Spartans, who just informed me the New Jersey Spartans defeated the Northeast Eagles by a count of 12-2. So the Spartans continue their winning ways, and the Eagles fall to 0-2. 3rd and 14. Back goes the quarterback, throwing another deep on the right side. Collision! And the pass is incomplete. Thrown into a lot of traffic. Again, it looked like Kareem Moon was the intended receiver, but there must have been 2 receivers and 3 Storm there, and then a crazy collision as everything got there at the same time and nobody caught it.
Yeah, that was a great play. There was 3 defensive linemen in the face of the quarterback, and then 3 guys covering the wide receiver. So that was a great job by the Storm defense there on the 3rd and long.
Okay, so, oh wow, how about this? We're going to try a 51-yard field goal. Hold on there. Let's see what happens here. It looks like Wolek is going to try it. Holding will be on the right hash mark, so they're going to take a shot at this. From 50, possibly 52. Here's the snap. The kick on its way, sailing, and it is good! Wow! That guy has a leg! That number 16 kid just launched a 52-yard field goal. Who says you can't do it in semi-pro football? That guy just did. And the Predators hatched the egg. Not having to worry about 0 on the board anyway. 3:37 left here in the first, and it's a 7-3 lead now for the Lehigh Valley Storm.
That was an absolute bomb, and you know that the Predators love getting the 3 points on the board there, especially after the right guard jumped and forced a 3rd and long. It looked like it could have put him out of field goal range, but now it's 7-3. That was an absolute bomb for maybe 51 or 52 yards.
And if the wind was at his back, it could have been a lot more.
Absolutely.
So, anyway, quickly a reminder, our sponsors for the Lehigh Valley Storm, of course, are Pepsi, which, of course, is one of the primary sponsors of the Storm. Also by Shruti Pub and Restaurant, located on 1853 Northampton Street in Easton, Pennsylvania. You can call them 610 area code 829-1211. Also by the Scott family of dealerships, the Scott Lock, Scott Chevrolet, Scott Cadillac, Scott Mazda, and Scott Volvo. All lots are located on Lehigh Street in Allentown. Also by the Kula Children's Center, meeting your childcare needs, located on 833 North 13th Street in Allentown. Make sure for more information on any sponsors and anything else we didn't quite get to, visit lvstormfootball.com. Of course, that's the link. You can also find Storm Radio at hot101.net. Go to lvstormfootball.com for more information and a heck of a lot more with the Lehigh Valley Storm. So after that 52-yard field goal, here's the kickoff, sent high and end over end, and it's going to sail deep into the end zone. It is dropped by Tajmir Flood, who's going to try and come out. Not smart. He ends up going to about the 13-yard line, and that's about it. Brought down with a hard hit that time by Tiny Griffin.
Yeah, Flood dropped that about 6 or 7 yards in the back of the end zone. Everyone thought he was going to take a knee, but he took a chance and didn't really pay off. And this is going to be the farthest offensive starting field position that the Storm are going to have, I think, all season so far.
Well, their own 14-yard line, so that return risk cost them 6 yards. Real quick, Lehigh Valley Storm football is presented by Pepsi. See what's now and on the verge by going to Pepsi.com and feeling the real big summer of the Pepsi Pulse. So, as we both drink our water, I don't know if they're Pepsi related, but anyway, 1st and 10 for the 14-yard line. Jimmy LeHue in the shotgun. They're going to go 4 receivers this time, 3 on the right-hand side. LeHue in the shotgun. He's going to wait for the snap of the ball, which will come eventually. Are we getting to status now? All right, here we go. And no, it's going to be a direct snap. And moving is Raheem Ridley. He has a broken under the 40 to midfield. He's under the races. 40, 30, 20. Tackled at about the 14-yard line. Oh my goodness gracious! What a run by Raheem Ridley against his former mates for at least 60 yards, and the Storm already are in the red zone.
The New York Predators sent the blitz there, and that was a quick draw to Ridley, who took it. It was like shot out of a cannon there.
I'll tell you what, it took Luis Galetta making that saving tackle, which would have been, I'll tell you what, that was a 72-yard gain right there. What a run by Raheem Ridley. So the Storm are back in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line of the Predators. LeHue hands it off to Ridley. Ridley will get inside the 10 and brought down to about the 9-yard line. Good tackle that time by Mike Huertas. Constance Richardson also helped.
Yeah, and last week they definitely struggled with the run, and they realized that, and they're giving the ball to Ridley now, who's having a great game, and the offensive line is giving the holes that he needs.
And I'll tell you what, the Storm kind of putting the Predators back on their heels with 2 very good runs, especially that 70-yarder by Ridley. 2nd and 7 from the 10-yard line. LeHue in the shotgun again, takes a snap, rolls left. He's looking, trying to find time, and ends up tossing it to I-78, incomplete.
There's actually a late flag on the play. I couldn't see what happened there.
Well, probably going to be a hold against the Storm, and it is. So we'll see if the Predators push him back to the 20. So the question is, if you're the Predator defense, what do you want, 2nd and 17 or 3rd and 7, knowing Appleman's leg?
It's a tough call. It's one of those feeling things. I'd have to say take the penalty and move him back.
And I think that's exactly what the Predators are going to do. They'll accept the penalty after the incompletion, so they'll spot it at the 20. It'll be 2nd and, I'm going to say about 17. The yard markers aren't quite correct now. They're moving it back to the right location. We're about a minute and a half left in the first quarter. Even though they're running the clock, remember, official time is being kept on the field and keeping close watch by our score folks in the room next to us. So it is 2nd and 17 from the 20. LeHue in the shotgun. Waiting for the snap here. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Yet again, takes the snap. He will play action, look, and throw it to the right. And the pass is dropped. Incomplete. In and out of the hands.
Jimmy LeHue's pass, incomplete.
It says Brian Arroyo? Unless that was meant to be Eric Robinson. I couldn't tell if it was 27 or 37. But whatever the case, it is incomplete.
Yeah, I think it is 27 Robinson, and he had an out right there for a couple yards, but heard footsteps and ended up dropping the ball.
Well, things changed at the last second, and we don't necessarily get all the corrected details, so we're just trying the best we can with what we got here. But 3rd and 17 now from the 20-yard line for the Storm. LeHue in the shotgun, Ridley the single setback. And they're going only with 3 receivers, slot right, actually 4 receivers. Back goes LeHue. He's under a rush. He's in trouble. Breaks out of a tackle. And now he's got to throw it from the back of the end zone. And it is caught out of bounds. It was Jaleel Flood who caught in the back of the end zone, except this is not Canadian football where it would have been acceptable. It's incomplete. He caught about 2 yards out of bounds. So now 4th and 17 coming up.
Yeah, it was thrown a little bit wide, and Jimmy LeHue did the best that he could, and same with Clark trying to catch it. But Raheem Ridley made that play possible by throwing a great cut block out of the running back position.
It's almost like Ridley played with his team yesterday. I tell you, he really fired up here. But anyway, it'll be Appleman to try a 37-yard field goal, left hash mark. Not sure who's holding, and now Clark is going to be coming in at the last second because the Storm only had 10 players on the field. We'll see if the Predators try and block this one. This is to get that touchdown lead back. Lewis will hold. Low snap. Kick on its way, and Eppelman, nope, didn't get it. No good, wide to the right.
Number 13, 37
And
yards.
So 37-yard field goal goes wide to the right, and that's a big break for the Predators as they're going to get the ball at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10.
And that looked very close, but did go wide right from Eppelman, and they needed that following the 52-yard boot from the Predators, but the defense is going to have to step up here and make a big stop.
Boy, and you wonder, but probably the most frustrated guy was Ridley. I mean, he ran for 70 yards on that first play, and the Storm don't come out with anything. Let's go back to that drive, and if somehow it comes back and bite them, we'll look back at what just happened, and we could say that's a big key to this game.
Yeah, that was a shoestring tackle that happened with Ridley 75 yards down the field.
So basically, at least a 10-point turnaround is on 1st and 10. Obvious offside by the Storm. Here's a pass caught off a couple of tackles. That pass was caught by 83, whom, again, we do not have a name. But it's not going to matter because it's going to be a first down at the 41-yard line. The Storm were obviously offside on the play, so the Predators will refuse it.
And that's the third or fourth time that's happened today. Just like the quarterback-center exchange last game, it's something that they have to work on. You can't keep giving free plays to this offense because they're a very dangerous team.
So now with a 14-yard pickup, the Predators are back at their own 42-yard line. At this point, they seem to have the momentum in this game, and the clock will continue to run. There it goes. We're under 40 seconds left, so I'm assuming that the Predators will get one more playoff before we reach quarter time. 7-3, Storm with the lead. Opening drive touchdown. A touchdown pass to Devon Gordon for the Storm score. Here's a pitch out along the right sideline, and good penetration by the Storm defense along the left side. That was Timmy Kelson on the carry. He ends up losing to, but a good tackle by Corey Worthy.
That was an excellent play. He saw a run, tossed to the right, came up, fired out, dove at his legs for a loss. That was an excellent play by the Storm cornerback.
And that will be the final play of the quarter as we will switch sides. So we'll set up on 2nd and 13 in just a moment or two as the officials switch sides here. We're at quarter time here at Salisbury High School here in Allentown. The Lehigh Valley Storm with a 7-3 lead over the Staten Island New York Predators. Now, while we have a second, JJ evidently is doing something on Monday evening, if you may want to elaborate.
Yes, on Monday evening, just like I did last week at Schrudy's Pub and Restaurant, I'm going to be doing a live remote post-game show on this game and be talking about the Storm versus the Predators, and we're going to have we're going to have the head coach Bob Kohler, and I'm sure we're going to have running back Raheem Ridley, being this is such a big game for him. But Schrudy's Pub and Restaurant, located in Easton, Pennsylvania, 1853 Northampton Street. It's going to be a great night, and it has great food and just a great atmosphere overall.
And I'm sure that I got to try that place sometime because you're telling me it's good food. You know I'll be hitting the burgers, obviously. I'm not a wing person, to say the least, but throw me some barbecue sauce on the bacon cheeseburger, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I actually had a chance after the remote to sit down and have some nachos, and I'll tell you right now, they were absolutely tremendous. So.
Well, obviously we got people listening, and again, great crowd here at Salisbury High School. I understand my wife and my son are here with me today, and my son Danny is listening through online to Storm Radio. It's a crazy shout to him. And he just gave me a thumbs up, so I guess we are live and as it happens. What the heck? He just gave me the thumbs up.
Oh, he's down there with his headphones on listening now.
And now not paying attention to the game. All right, 2nd and 13. Here's a high screen. The pass is caught. A nice tackle about the 41-yard line. Once again, Timmy Kelson with a catch for a 1-yard pickup, but Joe Davis able to prevent it from being any further.
Yeah, and that was a middle screen, and both defensive tackles and defensive ends penetrated upfield, but middle linebacker Joe Davis sniffed out a middle screen and made an excellent play.
And so it'll be 3rd and about 11. It looks like it was a gain of 2 to the 41-yard line. So this is going to be a key play for the Storm defense. They were able to stop 3rd and long before. Now with the fact that we got a 3rd and long again, they're going to need to make another one to force the Predators to punt. And we'll see what number 8 does as it's 3rd and 11. Predators at their own 41-yard line. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Single setback. Back goes the quarterback. He's looking in the pocket. He'll throw to left side. A lollipop is caught at about the 47, but driven out of bounds there on a beautiful tackle. I think that was Phil Tucker able to bring him down and prevent a first down from happening. Still a 6-yard gain, but good defensive reading by the secondary.
And once again, Joe Davis was in the face of the quarterback, jumped over the low cut block by the running back, and was in his face, even though the quarterback threw a great ball. Phil Tucker came up and made a great play. The wide receiver had a great chance to make a move and pick up about another 20 to 25 yards, but that was a great tackle.
And that forces the Predators to punt, and their punter is standing at their 34-yard line. Looks like Stephen Lewis, who he's capable of bringing him to the house. He did a couple of times last year, and he's standing at about the 12-yard line. Here's the snap for the punt. A little bit of a rush. Nice punt. Lewis goes near side, catches about the 15, away he goes. We'll get to about the 20, and then wrapped up on a nice tackle at about the 25-yard line. Good tackle that time by Tiny Griffin after about a 10-yard return. So a good punt. We'll say 42 yards by the... No, I'm sorry, rather a 38-yard punt that time and a 10-yard return. So the Storm will have it from their own 25.
Yeah, that was a great punt and great tackle by Tiny Griffin, and I'm interested to see here how the Storm offense is going to respond after getting so close and then ending up with a missed field goal last possession.
And so the Storm, we'll see how they do fast forwarding, 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Lehigh again to shotgun. They've been lining up in the same formation for a while. Single setback to the right, man in motion this time, and he'll take it this time on a run sweep right to about the 27-yard line. That was Yusuf Reddick, who had one of the touchdowns last week, and he's able to get to about the 28-yard line, and Storm got a pretty decent game to start this series.
Yeah, I like that play a lot, and he's such a quick guy that obviously he could take it for a touchdown at any time. That's how fast and quick he is. So it's a great little sweep play there.
2nd and 7 now from the 28-yard line. Lehigh points everybody at. They're going to go 4 receivers, 3 on the left-hand side this time. Lehigh in the shotgun, waiting, takes a snap, and I'll hand it up the middle. Looks like Ridley. He'll cross about the 30 down to the 32, so he went up the gut that time and is able to pick up another 4 yards. So a good run by Ridley and a good stop by Anthony Polizzi. So the Storm now 3rd and short.
Yeah, and there's definitely a more balanced attack than they did last week. They're running, they're doing their jet sweeps, they're passing, so it should be interesting to see what they're going to do here on 3rd and 4.
And it could be either or in this particular situation. So once more in the no-huddle, this time 3 receivers go to the right. 4 receivers total. Quick snap, lateral to a Reddick, who will break a tackle across 35, 40, and he'll be taken out of bounds at a 44. Smart move. First down for the Storm.
Great play, and Reddick just got the ball and took it upfield, but Jaleel Clark made an excellent block on the cornerback. And Yusuf Reddick ran right off his butt for a big play and a first down for the Storm.
And it is a lateral because the throw was actually behind the line of scrimmage. So we're going to say a gain of 11 on the play on a running. I mean, I know it's a pass, but it did look like it was behind the line of scrimmage. So it worked. Whatever the case you have to do to get down the field. So 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. This time man in motion to the left, Michael Thomas. And here's a handoff, though, going inside to about the 49-yard line. And once again, Raheem Ridley, he's been getting a lot of the workload here as he picks up another, what looks to be 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, Jimmy Lee Hughes and wide receiver, number 26, Michael Thomas in motion to the left, and then ran an inside draw to the right with Ridley and picked up a great 5 yards on 1st and 10.
So about 4 minutes into the second quarter, 7-3 in favor of the Storm over the New York Predators. 2nd and 5 from the 49-yard line. Lehigh with the snap. And they're going to fake. They handed it off again to Ridley. And this time he's into Predator territory at about the 48. Another gain of 3. So what looks to be happening is the Storm offensive line right now getting a little bit of the upper hand at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're definitely getting a great push. And if it's working, keep doing it. Don't fix it if it's not broken. And they're giving Ridley the ball, who might have about 100 yards early on right away in this game after that big 70-yard run before.
Or he's close. We'll have to check with Rick Schmidt on that a little bit later on. But anyway, 3rd and 2 now from the 48-yard line. And Lehigh again to shotgun. They move the 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Single setback again, Ridley. LeHue with the snap. He's back, has plenty of time. Throws on the middle. Passes caught and sneaking through is Michael Thomas inside the 35 and down to the 32-yard line. Good tackle that time by Mike Huertas, but it moves the chains for a gain of 16.
And that was an excellent throw by Jim LeHue. He didn't have much room to spare there and fit that ball in the little pocket for a big Storm first down.
I'll tell you what, and the fact that he had time was very critical, and that kind of tells you the job the offensive line is doing so far. So now in the pistolero situation, we haven't called that yet. That's my term of the pistol. 1st and 10 from the 32 of the Predators. Here's a pitch out. This time it is Sean Myers. Myers escapes the tackle, gets the 30, the 20, the 10, bring the gates! Welcome to the end zone! Sean Metro Goldwyn Mayer from 36 yards to actually 32 yards out, and the Storm extend their lead. That's a way to give Ridley some rest.
Exactly. And that might have been the first carry of the game, and talk about making something out of nothing. That was a toss sweep to the left. There was absolutely nowhere to go. He made a couple cuts inside and then beat the outside linebacker for a touchdown. What a great ball carrier vision by Sean Myers.
And it's almost like that Popeye cartoon where he dug underneath the defense and came out of the end zone with the ball. Wow.
That was an unbelievable run.
Great run by Sean Myers. I mean, I'm sure he's happy to get his first score of the year. Extra point coming for Eppelman. Snap kick on its way. 14-3 in favor of the Lehigh Valley Storm. What a job by the offensive line. A couple of third down conversions did the trick. And Sean Myers, change of pace, does the rest. 32-yard score for him. And it's the Storm with a 14-3 lead.
Yeah, and that drive consisted of great plays by everyone. Jimmy LeHue, Yusuf Reddick, Jaleel Clark with a big block. Raheem Ridley just up the middle and picking up big gains. And then Sean Myers coming in and finishing it off with a great toss sweep left touchdown run.
And I'll tell you something else. This Storm crowd must be very happy about the way things are coming out. It was starting to get a little worrisome after the last drive where they got all the way to about the 10-yard line but couldn't come away with any points. This time they did, and that is going to be big. And now the Storm defense, it is their turn to come through as we have about 9:04 or somewhere to that vicinity left until halftime.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what's coming up, but you can tell this crowd is definitely into it, and the Storm are feeling it right now after a great stop and then touchdown run by Myers.
And as we go into this kickoff, I'll remind everybody it's taken care of by the Scott family of dealerships. That's the Scott Lot, Scott Chevrolet, Scott Cadillac, Scott Mazda, and Scott Volvo, with all lots located on Lehigh Street in Allentown, Pennsylvania. So Bobby Eppelman about ready to line the kickoff, and we'll see how things go about. The usual two guys back for the Predators. Looks like Kareem Moon and Timmy Kelson standing at about the 4-yard line. Referee blows his whistle, so Eppelman, who's wearing number 13 today, just my lucky number, kicks it high and end over end, and evidently Kareem Moon says, okay, you kick that to the moon. I won't make the same mistake you guys did. We're taking a touchback. So the Storm, I mean, they ran it back and it didn't work for them, but the Predators decided, you know what, let's just take it to 20 and force peace.
And it was a safe bet there, obviously letting that go, and Bobby Eppelman is such a big weapon, and coming off a missed field goal before, he's still booting him out of the end zone, and that's what the coach asked of him, and he's doing a great job doing that.
And we're getting a little bit of a breeze from right to left. It's not too much of one, but still, it's good enough considering how the Storm have been playing. I mean, the wind might be a little bit in their face right now, but at this point in time, I mean, up 14-3, they're going to kind of see what the defense is all about here as we go back to action, as the number 8 kid, quarterback, will be in the shotgun. Single setback to his left. It looks like once again Cam King is back in the game. Back he goes, looking, he'll throw it along the left side. A nice catch along the far sideline. Pushed out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. It looked like it was Cam's King. And in the vicinity was Tajmir Flood and Phil Tucker.
Yeah, that ball was about an inch or two away from Joe Davis running it back for a touchdown. It was right there, and he missed it, but that was a great throw and great route run by the Predators wide receiver.
I thought you said Joe Clark. I'm like, boy, that's a long run to Patterson, I gotta say.
I said Clark and Davis.
That's all right. We're not going to worry about the movie here. But anyway, gain of about... Actually, he got 10 yards on the play. It was hard to see. I thought it looked like 7, but... in any event, it is 1st and 10 for the Predators at the 30-yard line. So they're going to line up 4 receivers, 2 on each side. So they're going to copy the Storm's lineup. And in the shotgun, single setback to the left. Low snap this time. Going back, has a little time. Now he's going to roll to his right. He's in trouble, and he's going to throw it incomplete. The ball didn't quite get to the line of scrimmage. Kareem Moon, the intended receiver, I think they're going to just rule it incomplete for right now. But that could have been called intentional grounding.
Yeah, that was the defensive pressure by defensive tackle Marquise Slocum, and he said, I'm not letting you making any play out of nothing here, rolling out to the right, and he got there, and the quarterback threw it out of bounds.
And that was a big play there because that forces now 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. The Predators, they seem to think they have enough time, but then all of a sudden the pocket collapses, and then you're basically running for your life and trying to create a play. So 2nd and 10 now, ball spot at the 30-yard line, and the quarterback number 8 is going to go under center. They have a 2-bunch formation along the near side of the field out of the 4 receivers. Single setback again with King, who takes, and they snap it, and I don't know what that was, but flags are down. King looked like he was doing calisthenics as the play was going on, and because of that, it's going to be a false start and a 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, that looked funny. The running back knew he was getting the ball and got a little anxious and fell forward, and that's going to be a false start on the Predators.
Evidently, they were looking at military night, and he was going to be doing some calisthenics on that. So, anyway, a 5-yard penalty. I'll be 2nd and 15 from the 25.
Yeah, so it's going to be 2nd and 15 here, and after a 5-yard penalty, let's see what they're going to do.
That's what I said, almost. All right, 2nd and 15. Ball spot at the 25-yard line. The quarterback number 8, which I'll try and get a name for at halftime if at all possible. We'll get back. He goes, going back in trouble, throws it, and way incomplete with nobody in the vicinity. I mean, he was under a big rush, and he just threw it away. So let me find out. Rick, I'm sorry, what did you say? Casey Nunez. Casey. Okay, he's number 8. All right, we'll change. That figures. All right, thanks. So 11 is actually 8. We just got the order from Rick Schmidt. Number 8 is Casey Nunez. He's the quarterback for the club. They did throw a flag, finally, obvious intentional grounding against the Predators, and just so because the Storm completely had Nunez with nowhere to go, so he threw it away, never got to the line of scrimmage, and there was nobody within like 30 yards of the ball, so intentional grounding and loss of down is going to make it 3rd and quite a distant amount for the Predators.
And there was a couple plays earlier in this game in the first quarter that Nunez could have got called for grounding, and that one was clear as day. You could see that, and the Storm defensive line got right in his face, and he had nowhere to throw it, and a loss of down and yardage on intentional grounding. That's a big, big play.
Okay, so they're going to spot it where the intentional grounding happened at the 14-yard line, so they got a long way to go. 3rd and 26. The ball be spotted at the 14-yard line now. And their quarterback, Casey Nunez, whom we finally got it right, he's going to be way in the back between split backs, so a deep shotgun. So we might see a pooch punt here. Who knows? Low snap. Back goes Nunez looking. He'll throw a deep ball around the left side, and that pass is juggled and incomplete. Nearly intercepted by Tajmir Flood, who had 2 picks last week. And he actually had one that went almost 90 yards back. He almost returned it to the house. But Flood makes a nice deflection, which was all he needed to do. And now the Predators have to punt yet again.
Yeah, I actually had a great conversation with Flood. I was calling him Floyd on my show, and he was making fun of me. And all the guys actually were making fun of him last week for not getting into the end zone. But that was a great play there by Flood, and he was in great position, almost picked it off.
Just remember the team name, Lehigh Valley Storm. We have a flood. And right now the defense is flooding the Predators' offense, that's for sure. All right, the Predators getting some last-minute substitutions, and they are very confused as to how to line up, so they're going to use their first timeout of the first half. So with 6:48 left till halftime, first timeout 3 used by the Predators, and with the Storm leading 14-3, maybe you can throw me a little sponsor here.
Yeah, just like I said, on Monday night I was talking to Tajmir Floyd, the defensive back, had 2 interceptions, and I also got to meet with Big Black, who's going to be on in a couple weeks back at defensive tackle, and Jimmy LaHue at Schrudy's Pub and Restaurant, located in Easton, Pennsylvania, 1853 Northampton Street. And they're playing NFL music here, and that's actually a coincidence because I talked to the bar manager, Amy, at Schrudy's Pub and Restaurant, and they have the NFL ticket. So make sure when the game comes, you can go and eat wings, and they have specials on beer on Sunday, and it's a great atmosphere.
Just remember, it's July 26th. By the way, crazy out, my friend Anna is out in Trenton. She's celebrating a birthday today, so I wanted to send many happy returns to her real quick before we get back into this fourth down punting situation for the Predators. Their punter is standing close to the goal line, so they want to make sure they get a good snap and a good punt. They do get the snap off, no pressure at all. And here is the punt heading in the direction of Stephen Lewis. That is 45. He takes off, across the midfield, missed tackle, 45, 40, 35, 30, through a couple more holes to the 20, still going, to the 20, the 10, the 5, he's in there! Welcome to the end zone! Did I tell you? Stephen Lewis ran a couple to the house and you just saw one right before your eyes. 55-yard punt return. It was their off, and they couldn't stop this horse.
The Lehigh Valley Storm sent no pressure there, set up their return. Stephen Lewis caught it at about the 50-yard line, took one cut, and took off. That was golden. The punt return team made a couple great blocks, but that was untouched. That was a touch at the 10, but that was a great return.
Well, I think Lewis also ran into one of the defenders, just lowered his shoulder, and then boom, he went down, but Lewis did not. And away he went. Now,
looks like unsportsmanlike.
I'm not sure who it's on. If it's on the Storm, they'll enforce it on the kickoff, but Eppelman will kick the extra point here. So the 55-yard punt return for Stephen Lewis stands. Extra point coming up. Here's the snap. The kick on its way. 21-3 in favor of the Lehigh Valley Storm. 6:22 till halftime. And I'll tell you what, Jimmy LaHue and his crew completely fired up over this one.
Absolutely. And you have the offense is playing great, the defense is playing great, and 50-yard punt return for a touchdown. That's just what you could ask with 6 minutes left in the first half.
And up by 18, I'll tell you what, for the New York Predators, this is a completely different feeling, almost completely opposite to what they had last Saturday against the Tri-State Bulldogs when they won 61-18. I mean, I think they were off to a 38-0 halftime lead, if I'm not mistaken, but the Predators are like, what just happened here?
Yeah, and it was 27-3 at the end of the first quarter in that game last week, and you were correct with that score that you just mentioned. So it is opposite. And for a team that's 3-0 and to be at Lehigh Valley Storm right now, being down 21-3, it's going to be interesting to see how they respond.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is going to be a key drive for the Predators. Before we get to that, we'll remind you, Lehigh Valley Storm football is presented by Pepsi. See what's now and on the verge by going to Pepsi.com and feeling the real big summer of the Pepsi Pulse. Go to Pepsi.com and trust me, you'll find a lot of things trending, whether it be artists, drinks, bottles, designs, what have you. Go to Pepsi.com, an official sponsor, of course, of the Lehigh Valley Storm. So make sure you check them out, especially when you have some time, and get Pepsi Croc while you have a break here when we get to halftime. I also want to mention, of course, on lvstormfootball.com are these other sponsors, Growler's Corner, which is a local blog, Orthopedic Specialist, of course, run by Robert Palumbo, the Lehigh Valley Storm team doctor, Schrudy's Pub and Restaurant, as JJ has mentioned, Kaplan's, and Philly Pretzel Factory, which is the official pretzel of the Lehigh Valley Storm. So Appleman is ready to kick things off here with 6:22 till halftime. He approaches the tee, and away we go again. High and end over end. It's going to go way over. It might go out. That's actually touched. Wow. And then it rolls out of bounds. That's not a smart play at all. Timmy Kelson touched it. It went out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. I mean, technically it's a muff, but because he touched it, the New York Predators, I mean, you realize there's at least 30 yards, at least 20 to 30 yards of field position they lost by touching that ball. Because now the ball is going to be spotted at the 3-yard line. So the Predators not using their heads right now.
Absolutely not. And being down right now in the first half, that's not something that you want to see. But they're going to have to see what they can do and make out of something. And see if they can drive 97 yards. It's going to be interesting to see
Well,
that.
we'll say 95 because they've put the ball right outside the 5-yard line. I still don't know what Timmy Kelson was thinking. I mean, he wanted to try and get, but he touched it, the ball went out of bounds. Now, if he doesn't touch it and the ball goes out of bounds, they start at the 40-yard line. That's a 35-yard difference, and minimum the 20. So that's at least a 15-yard penalty that they self-inflicted on themselves. Now on 1st and 10, broken play, but it's a handoff up the middle. I'm not sure what it is, but he's going to race to the 30, the 40, midfield, and Nunez, that is Nunez, I believe, he just collapsed at the Storm 40-yard line. He just ran for 55 yards. He basically said, I'll take care of that.
Yeah, and that actually looked like a broken play. They snapped it, and he was gone 5-6 yards out of the gate, and they had to catch him, and that was a real good play by the quarterback there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nunez, I mean, that was a heck of a run because it didn't look like it was going to go anywhere, and then all of a sudden, boom, there he goes. Remind me of a high school play for my former high school playing Thanksgiving game, had almost the exact same play from his own 3, and he took it 97 yards for a touchdown. So very close to it. 1st and 10. And now a handoff, and I'm not sure what happened there. Obviously, nothing doing. Maybe a 1-yard loss for whomever it was. It's Nunez, and I think they're going to rule the Storm sack for a 2-yard loss, and I believe the person that gets credit for it is Corey Worthy.
Yeah, I think the fullback went the wrong way, and Nunez turned around. That was a broken play after a big game, so it's going to be second and 12 here.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like from the Storm 42-yard line. Again, the Predators traveling left to right in the Storm, right to left. 21-3, Storm leads, 4:50 till halftime. They're going to take it a single setback. We've been calling this a lot, 4 receivers, but it's going to be 3 wide slots to the left this time. Between split backs is Nunez, who takes a low snap. He's looking to throw up the middle. Pass nearly intercepted. Joe Davis looked like he was closest, and he got a hand on. Now a flag goes down late. And evidently, I think the pass was intended for Kareem Moon, but Davis may have gotten a little finger on it, nearly intercepted it, and now what looks to be unsportsmanlike conduct at the end of the play, that's going to be on the Predators. And I'll tell you what, you talk about the mental aspect of this game, the Predators are losing very badly because they just shot themselves in the foot on another 15-yard penalty.
That was actually interesting because it wasn't a player. That was a coach ran on the field. He thought that he saw defensive pass interference before Joe Davis had a chance to intercept it, so that was on the coach there.
But remember, if it's tipped, that nullifies pass interference. I mean, if there was any contact, you could call illegal contact or defensive holding, but nothing was called, and unfortunately, the coaching staff not using their heads. But, well, evidently, 3rd and 12, and they nullified the flag. That's weird. Anyway, 3rd and 12, back goes Nunez, looking off his back foot, throws a fade, now pass is intercepted! And number 7, Kashmir Flood does it again. Picks off their quarterback Nunez. First turnover of the game for the Predators, and Flood with already his 3rd interception in less than 6 quarters. A Storm get it back with 4:17 till halftime.
Yeah, that's his 3rd interception of the season. He had two last game and now 1 here in the first half, and he's just playing great defensive coverage. He's not letting the wide receiver get any position on him, and he was in a great position and made a play.
I'll tell you what, the Storm have been playing a very good game on defense. What boggled me was the fact that a flag came down late in the previous play, and no penalty yards were marked unless they were offsetting. That's the only thing I can think of, but needless to say, the Storm got the ball back, so why should we worry about it?
Exactly.
1st and 10, the ball be spotted at the 16-yard line, and once again, Jimmy Lehigh will be in the shotgun. They're going to go 4 receivers, 3 to the left side this time, single setback to the right of Lehigh. And I'm sure it'll take his good old time to snap the football. He'll wait for that from the 16-yard line. He takes it, goes back, throws left side, pass is caught, that's Thomas. Thomas swoops to the left, 15, collision, 20, still on his feet, 25, 30, still down, look out, 40, midfield, he's going to take it out, 20, 10, the gates are open, welcome to the end zone, and I don't think I see any flags either. Michael Thomas, an 84-yard touchdown catch and run.
just like last game, Tajmir Flood has the interception. They throw a little jet sweep. He broke about 2 to 3 tackles there and took off, and he was gone. That was a great run. Lower shoulder, ran over a guy at the opposite 25-yard line, took it to the house.
That is amazing what we're seeing here. I mean, that was just a short pass, and Michael Thomas basically just gave Jimmy LeHue 80 more yards of statistics as the Predators, I'll tell you what, they're just having a bad late afternoon, even early evening, and now, oh, hold up, we got an injured player. Drop the music, we got an injured player. There we go. I didn't even realize there was an injured Predator on the play. I'm not sure who it is, but I mean, this happened like very, very late. You would have to think that maybe a cramp happened. I mean, he is moving and okay, thank goodness, and he'll be helped off. That was, by the way, number 21. Looks like it's Bryson Burrell.
Give a big hand for number 21, folks.
So he's up and okay and walking pretty much on his own power, but I think he was just exhausted after that last play.
Yeah, I mean, that whole play from start to finish happened real quick, and thankfully he's not injured too bad and he could walk off under his own power.
And so it is that now the officials are discussing exactly where to go here. But once again, 84-yard touchdown sweep pass from Jimmy LeHue to Michael Thomas. You can go ahead and I'm trying to think here, because that's 2 touchdowns now for Jimmy LeHue, or is it 3? He's just racking up the numbers right now. We know it's not 4 because Stephen Lewis is one of them on a punt return.
Yes. Yeah,
now, wait a minute. Now we got a flag down at the very last instant here. And we're still trying to figure out what that was. I mean, that just popped out of nowhere. And Bob Kohler, the head coach for the Storm's, wondering, wait a minute, for what?
Flag down on the play.
Flag down on the play like 3 minutes after the play. That might be a record right there. So Kohler wants some explanation as to what that is. Or are they putting it away?
I'm lost.
We've seen 2 bizarre flags down like in the last 5 minutes, and we really didn't get much of an explanation for either one. But anyway, Bobby Eppelman will try the extra point, and we'll see how this goes. Waiting for it is Lewis, who takes a snap, kick on his way, flags down, kick is good. We'll see what the penalty's all about.
Flag down, but the extra point is up, and it is good.
And I'm guessing it'll probably be against the Predators. They might have been offside, which will mean a 5-yard penalty assessed on the kickoff. But whatever the case, wow, the Lehigh Valley Storm running it up. It's the second quarter has been their quarter. That's 48 points in 2 games in the second quarter, and they lead now 28-3 with 3:35 to halftime.
Yeah, you're right. And in both games, they did start out a little slow, but once the second quarter comes, everything is working for them: offense, defense, and special teams, and they have to be happy right now with how they're playing.
And I don't know where I can see like a turning point now as far as the Storm are concerned, but I'll have to give it to Sean Myers' touchdown run, which made it 14-3. And with that being the case, it's been basically the floodgates opening right after that. Remember the Storm last week against the Northeast Eagles, 27 second quarter points. Here, 21, and there's still 3:35 left till halftime.
Yeah, there's still 3:35 left, and they ended the first half last game with a Luther Wilson forced fumble to the house, Mike Husar. So anything can happen here, and you know that they're not going to take their foot off the brakes.
Well, so far the Lehigh Valley Storm, they're looking pretty good right now, and it looks like here's the deal. The Storm got hit with a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct after the touchdown. Then, with the Predators offside on the extra point, that's -10. So therefore, the Storm will be kicking off from the 25-yard line. A little bit unusual here, but we'll see if there's any return this time as Eppelman kicks off to the far side, and still catching it about 2 yards away is Timmy Kelson along the far side. He'll get to about the 20, still going to about the 30. Now flag goes down as he's tackled around that mark. We'll see if that's an illegal block upon the return because it came just before Kelson went down.
Yeah, that is that's a tackle made by the running back number 27, Eric Robinson, but there is a flag on the play.
And it is coming back on illegal block, so it's going to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. And once again, for the Predators, when it rains, it pours, and it's beautiful outside. But unfortunately, every mental mistake in the book is being committed by the folks from Staten Island.
Yeah, this is a complete different start than they had last week, and they're definitely looking to put some points on the board. Their only score right now is that 52-yard field goal, and who knows, that was a great kick by that field goal kicker, and if he didn't make it, they would be shut out so far in the first half.
I'll tell you one thing, and it's really amazing on what we've been seeing so far as the clock is running down to 2:45 till halftime, 1st and 10. Ball be spotted at about the 13-yard line, so the penalty must have happened at the 23 during the return. So once again, Nunez, who's had a couple of nice plays here, will take the snap and he'll throw. Pass is caught near side of Kareem Moon. Moon is being shoved down about the 15-yard line. And once again, a good catch that time. I'm sorry, not necessarily a good catch, but Mike Kuzer, who had the fumble return for a touchdown last week against the Eagles, he was able to make the stop after a gain of 3.
Yeah, that was just a little sweep that the Lehigh Valley Storm ran before, but he made a great tackle and came up and made the play.
Now the clock will run here, and I think they'll just let it run to the 2-minute timeout. So 2 minutes are left now till halftime, with a count 28-3 in favor of the Lehigh Valley Storm over the New York Predators. And while we have a second, we'll remind you, of course, that this is, of course, a copyrighted broadcast being presented by authority of the Lehigh Valley Storm in conjunction with Major League Football, who have the right of approval to the announcers of this game. It's intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of an audience and may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or disseminated in any form without express written consent. That includes all accounts and descriptions given in today's game. The Lehigh Valley Storm and Major League Football would like to thank all of you for your continued support. We're hoping you're enjoying today's broadcast here online, courtesy of lvstormfootball.com and hot101.net. Oh yeah, it's 28-3 Storm over the Predators right now.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, the second quarter they're playing tremendous, and there's 2 minutes left here, and they know that they want to go into halftime with this lead. So the defense is definitely going to make a big play here.
Well, they want to go in with a 25-point lead. If it's a lead, what if they score 3 times in the final 2 minutes? Then it's only 28-24 at the half, and you're like, what lead?
Yeah, so.
We got to have some fun around here. But anyway, we're down just under 2 minutes till halftime. 28-3 in favor of the Lehigh Valley Storm. Just to recap, a touchdown pass from Jimmy LeHue to Devon Gordon opened the scoring. Then the Predators had a 52-yard field goal, making it 7-3. Sean Myers had a 32-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. Then a punt return by Stephen Lewis of 55 yards. And then, obviously, the big sweep touchdown, LeHue to Michael Thomas for 84 yards. And that's why it's 28-3. Back goes Nunez on second down. Here's a throw along the left side. And a pass is caught. Nicely done at about the 35-yard line. A nice catch by number 83, who, guess what, is one of the players not listed. It seems like we got a roster where all the key players aren't even in there.
Yeah, and the Storm defensive line is putting pressure on every single play, but Nunez stood in, threw a great ball and a great pickup.
But the second level needs to pick it up here. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. That was a 22-yard game, by the way. Here's a pass by Nunez. Is intercepted by the Storm. Bring it back. Guess who? Tajmir Flood going about the 40 to the 30, and he crash lands about the 25-yard line. Tajmir Flood is a magnet on defense. His 4th interception, his 2nd this quarter, and the Storm strike again. It must be raining hell, even though there's clear skies out here.
Through 6 quarters in a game and a half right now, Tajmir Flood has 2 interceptions. He's just playing great. He's all over the field. Joe Davis put pressure on once again, just like last week's game, and Flood picked it off, and Jimmy LeHue and the offense are going to look to convert and take a bigger lead into halftime.
This is just beyond a Storm surge if I've ever seen one here. The ball be spotted at the Predator 27-yard line. Now, the Storm have all 3 timeouts, just in case you're wondering. The Predators have 2. 1st and 10 with a minute 19 till halftime. LeHue in the shotgun, 4 receivers, 2 on each side. They're going to hand it off. Sean Myers, who's in the game, he'll go up the middle. Not much, maybe a yard to about the 27-yard line. Tackle that time by Mike Huertas.
Yeah, they tried a quick draw there, but they're back up and running again, and they have a minute left, and the offense offense is flying there to see what they're going to do right now.
They're flying on and off the field, especially with their play calling. 2nd and 9 from about the 27. Lehigh in the shotgun takes the snap, another handoff to Myers. He'll sweep around to the right. Let's see if he can do. He'll get to the 25, but that's about it. Let's see if the Storm will use a timeout. Lehigh looking at the coaching staff, seeing what he should do. We're coming down to 42 seconds, and now the Storm will use their first of their 3 timeouts here in this first half.
Yeah, and they opened that drive off there. 2 plays in a row, draw to the right to Sean Myers. So I don't know if they're looking for a field goal here, but they're definitely moving in the right direction. They've called the timeout with 43 seconds left. So let's see if they're going to go to the air knowing that they might be in Bobby Eppleman field goal range.
Well, I think the big key is to just get some points, regardless of how it is. Keep this in mind, too, considering everything going right for the Storm. They get the ball to start. Actually, no, the Predators start the second half with the football because I'm a little bit confused. I think the Storm's. No, wait a minute. The Predators got it first. I'm totally confused by all this. Yeah, the Predators got the ball to start the game, so the Storm will have to start the second half.
Yep.
So we'll see how things play about. There's going to be some halftime entertainment. Incidentally, they got a cheerleading group doing some thing here on Military Veterans Night here from Salisbury High School in Allentown. As we resume play, it'll be 3rd and 7. The ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line. They're using the shotgun. They got 4 receivers, and they got a man in motion to the left this time. Waiting for the snap is Lehigh. He takes it. He goes back. He'll roll right. He'll get through a tackle. He might run with this. He does. And he's going to get cut short of a first down, as I believe it was Huertas with the tackle again. Huertas, rather, at about the 22. But he did get 3, and the clock is down to 28 seconds, still half-time, and I think the Storm are going to use their second timeout.
Yeah, they did a little rollout right there, and there was no one open, so Jimmy Lehigh tucked the ball down and picked up a couple key yards, and we're going to see what's going to happen here with 30 seconds left.
Well, there's still plenty of time, and while we have a second as the Storm use timeouts, the Predators have 2 timeouts left to the Storm's 1. We'll quickly remind you, of course, our sponsors for the Lehigh Valley Storm broadcast, Shruti Pub and Restaurant, located 1853 North Hampton Street in Easton. You can call them 610-829-1211 for more information. Again, the phone number is 610-829-1211 for more details. Also brought to you by the Scott family of dealerships. That's the Scott Lot, Scott Chevrolet, Scott Cadillac, Scott Mazda, and Scott Volvo, with all lots located on Lehigh Street in Allentown. So definitely check them out. I was going to get to the rest of them, but it looks like Appleman's ready to try a 40-yard field goal along the right hash mark. It looks like Lewis will hold. Let's see if the Storm can get past 30 here. Here's the snap. The kick on its way. I don't think it's making it. It's well wide to the right and no good. So Appleman gave it a shot, but his 40-yard field goal ends up going wide to the right, and the lead stays at 28-3 for the Storm.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was tipped at the defensive line there, but I think it was. But regardless, it's still 2 misses for Appleman on the night. But besides that, the Storm are playing great on offense, defense, and quarterback Jim Lehigh, wide receivers, Tajmir Floyd, Joe Davis. All these guys are contributing, and that's what you have to ask for.
Yeah, I'm sure the Storm offense and defense would rather have Appleman kick extra points rather than 40-yard field goals, and I guess they'd rather do that because the long-range ones may not have necessarily been on target. However, what happened here was, not, and like I said, like you said, I didn't see if it was tipped or not. However, that could give the Predators a little life with 20 seconds till halftime. Ball be spot at their own 29, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure it was tipped, but they have to worry about the last 20 seconds here before halftime.
Okay, Predators with 2 timeouts left. Once again, Nunez in the shotgun. They're going to line up 4 receivers. Actually, going to line up, it's not an empty backfield, but 3 receivers still left in a bunch formation. Back goes Nunez. He's under a rush. He gets by. Oh, he takes a hard hit, and down he goes. There's a fumble on the play, and who's got it? At about the 25, the Storm say they do have it. We'll see what the officials say. It looked like the ball popped out. The official, yeah, it's Storm football. It is Storm football. Not sure who recovered it, but Nunez ended up taking a hard hit, had the ball dislodged, and the Storm get it back. That's a 3rd turnover in the 2nd quarter already for the Predators. Basically, New York's Murphy's Law. Anything that could go wrong has for them in the first half.
Yeah, just like last week, forcing a fumble within 1 minute in the first half, and after Appleman missed extra point, here come the Storm back on the field with 13 seconds left.
Now
See if they can get some points.
Now here's the interesting thing. The ball's spotted to 25. Even if they don't get a yard, they have one timeout to use. So if they throw an incompletion, they could try a run up the middle and give Appleman a chance. Use your last timeout with like 5 seconds left and then try another field goal from there. You know you're going to get the ball to start the second half, so why not? So 1st and 10 from the 25 of the Predators. LeHue in a shotgun. He's looking at 4 receivers, 2 on each side, as we have for most of this first half, or pretty much both teams. LeHue with the snap. He's looking, rolls right, throws up the middle, pass is caught, and that is Jaleel Clark, who gets to about the 12, but he is brought down in bounds, and timeout will be called by the Storm. And again, it's Jaleel Clark with the grab and a gain of about 12 to the 13-yard line. Oh, they forgot to put the foghorn for the first down. So Appleman now has a more manageable field goal for about 30 yards along the right hash mark. So decent play call or what?
Yeah, there's 2 seconds left in this game, but it looks like Appleman's staying on the sideline after that Jaleel Clark for first down pickup. So I'm not sure what the Storm are thinking here, but they might try for the end zone.
I don't know what you're thinking too. That'd be a short game. Till halftime, you meant.
What is that?
Yeah, you said in the game. I'm like, huh? We haven't even had our snack break yet. That's okay. That's why we do this online thing. Got some fun with it. All right, so I don't see Appleman on the field, so they may try, considering he's missed 2 field goals, they may try to just try for one in the end zone. They have no timeout, so all or nothing here on, we'll say, 4th and goal, the last play of the half. LeHue will take the snap. He's going to roll to his left. He's looking. He's going to throw to the right. A pass is caught, but no, he's out of bounds. Incomplete. That was intended for Yusuf Reddick, but he caught it out of bounds at about the 3, and the first half comes to an end. So the Storm don't get any points out of the final couple of drives, but I'll tell you what, they've racked up 21 more second quarter points. They now have 48 points in the second quarter through 2 second quarters. I'll tell you what, they've been driving people nuts on the defensive side.
Yeah, and being up 28-3 at halftime, that's just what they want. And obviously the Predators, who won 61-18 last week, definitely have to make some adjustments. And take a look at what happened in the first half. They had a ton of mental mistakes at offense, defense, even the coaching staff. So it's going to be an interesting second half.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what happens. My son Danny just delivered us cheeseburgers. How are we going to interview people when we have to do cheeseburgers? Well, hopefully we'll have a little bit more of a break compared to last Saturday when it was like a 5-minute break and then back to action. Yeah. Only a Disney cartoon will allow you to have that.
Your hot dog with your mustard.
Well, I can only imagine doing the play calling here while I have a hot dog in my mouth. Not pleasant. But anyway, not pleasant, of course, when the New York Predators in the first half and the way things have turned out. 2 more touchdown passes for Jimmy LeHue. One to Devon Gordon. Another one to Michael Thomas, which ended up going for 84 yards. And then a touchdown run for Sean Myers. And then the punt return by Stephen Lewis. A 55-yard for a touchdown. Just an incredible first half again for the Lehigh Valley Storm. We need a snack break. Otherwise, these burgers are going to go cold. So the halftime score here from Salisbury High School in Allentown, the Lehigh Valley Storm 28, the New York Predators 3. We'll come back in a few minutes, and I think JJ's got some music lined up for you, so stay tuned for that. We'll have our dinner, and we'll come back for the second half in a little bit as you're listening to Storm Football on Hot101.net. Actually, I should say this is Storm Radio on Hot101.net. I'll get it right, Steve. Don't worry. We'll come back in a bit.